Okay, today we're going to talk about perspective drawing. And one of the things we're going to do in the perspective drawing is foreshortening. And it's seeing something that you're looking on its way up, or it's foreshortened by the way that you're either looking up or you're looking down. So with this one, we're going to draw what I would say a person from a bug's point of view. That's kind of a foreshortening. And we're going to begin this project fairly quickly. I know I have a blank piece of paper here, and I don't have something to show you that's finished. So I'm going to show you step by step what we're going to do. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw a person where the bug is looking up at the person. Okay, so you're going to have flowers and weeds and grass and all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do to begin this project is I'm going to find out how far across my paper is. So I'm going to take a ruler. I'm going to put the very beginning there and go all the way across. And it's about 9 inches across for me. Number 9. So it's about 4.5 is in the middle. And 4.5 is in the middle. So I'm going to put a dot. So you're halfway between here and halfway between here. Okay? Now, that's our center right here that we've drawn as our center. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this dot that we have, directly in the center on the very top of the page. We're going to put the edge of the ruler down, and we're going to go down to the corner of the paper in the lower left-hand corner. And I'm just going to draw some really light dashes. Little dashes all the way to the corner of the page. Okay, can you see the dashes? You have to make them very, very light, okay? Just for a guideline. And then I'm going to do it to this side, and I'm going to do it down to this corner here. Okay? So I'm going to do the dash, 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 dash. Just little line dashes, very, very light. All the way down to this corner. So it should be like an upside down V shape. Okay? That's where we're going to begin. Now, the next step in this is to mark proportions. And I'm going to help you with the proportions of this person. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, it's like a pyramid. So halfway down from there, I'm going to put my ruler up against here so it's flat and straight. Right up against here along level with the page. And halfway down between there. And I'm going to put dash, 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 dash. All the way across the triangle. Now, I'm going to write over here. You don't have to write over here. But what I'm going to write over here is going to be the waist of the person. Your waist in the center. Okay, where your belt goes. And then I'm going to take the top of this triangle to this middle section right here from the head to the waist. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide that in half. So approximately right here. And I'm going to put dashes right there. Okay. So that's approximately halfway from the top to the waist. And on this line, it's going to be head, neck, and shoulders. So I'm going to put here head, neck, and shoulders, okay? That's where the head, neck, and shoulders are going to go right here. The body of the person is going to go here with the waist. And down here, as you gradually get down, you're going to go down to the knees. And the knees are halfway between the waist and the bottom of the paper. Okay, so I'm going to do little dashes going across here. These little dashes, they're just guidelines, okay? They're just guidelines. You'd say the knees are here. Okay, they go about here. And then as you go down just a little bit farther between there is going to be the feet. So I'm going to make little dashes here. This is where the feet are going to go, or the shoes. If your guy or gal's wearing some shoes. They're going to have the shoes there. So, I'm going to show you how to do this. This helps us to scale out a foreshortening. So, the feet are going to be really, really big, okay? And then it gets smaller as you go up. So, the head is going to be fairly small. So, we're going to keep the head we're going to keep the head somewhere in the triangle, okay? Look at that. Pretty small head, right? That's pretty small head. And we're going to make a neck off of this guy. Okay, you got the neck. Now remember, we have to not just do the neck. I'm going to do his little shirt right here. We have to do the shoulders too. Okay? Little guy, right? So we have that. We have those shoulders to do. And that comes down here to the waist. So we know that this is going to be the waist of the shirt. So I'm going to make this solid right here. And I'm going to try to do the shoulders here will come out. Okay, the shoulders will come out. All right. And so as they come out, we're going to have these little arms, like gangly little arms, okay? Kind of skinny. As they come out, and they will come out like that. Okay? So you're going to have this kind of a look. We're going to have a little bit of the elbow is going to be midway through here. So we're going to have an elbow through here. Okay? Kind of give you a little bit of dimension on there. All right? And I said the waist was here. So we're going to make the shirt here. Now you can have a fun with the shirt. I don't care how you want to do it. If you want it to come up like this and have the shirt come down, you can do that. Totally fine. You know, just erase these lines. You're going to have to erase your dash lines too, because those won't be part of your picture. Okay? And let's say we wanted the shirt to look more like that. And so his arms come out like this. Okay? And you're sketching this long, it looks like kind of elongated arms is what I meant to say. So he has kind of these long arms here. I'm going to erase this part right here. Okay. So, and as you're drawing the arms can come a little bit closer to the body too. They can come down like this instead of having them come out so far. And you're going to have fun with this because you're learning how to do foreshortening. And foreshortening is not easy at first. You know, it takes some time to get to know the perspective in which you're drawing, okay? So he might have like, you know, some hands on here, 1, 2, 3, you know, however you want to do his fingers or whatever. And this can come a little bit closer to you know, his elbow, and we're going to erase this part over here because I'm going to have his hand probably holding something instead. So, you know, as you're going through, you see it's kind of like a little bit along those lines. Okay. All right. And you can go back and do details. We're not worried about details right now. We're just worried about kind of where things are in proportion. If you want to go back and do a fancy shirt, want to do this angle a little different, you can go back and do that. But what we're learning is from the angle, what the measurements are to create what you want to create. And maybe you want the shirt to end here instead. Totally fine too. And we'll just take this off from the triangle and work it as you go along. Now, with this in mind, you know, I'm going to have a little bit of a curvature at the end of the shirt here. Maybe you could have a belt, you know, whatever you want to put on him or her. You decide to do a her. And as you do this, even with this, even some of you might have a little bit longer arms, but all you're going to do is you're going to take this part, it's going to come out like this, okay, and out like this. All right, and you're going to have the pants, right? So you're looking up at this person. Notice how small the head is? And you've come down, and now you've created like, it gets bigger as you go down. Now, this is kind of where the knees go, so we want to make that pant leg maybe a little bit bigger, okay? And as you do so, it doesn't have to be perfect, but what you're going to do is as you get the knees and you go past here and you come back and you get to where the feet are. And it's like it keeps getting larger as you go down. So I'm going to draw like these funky shoes or whatever. So you have, shoes right there. And these are the feet or the shoes. Maybe you want to, do the bow ties on them here. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. You can do your funky shoes here with the soles. Whatever you want to do. Okay? Big guy. Little head up there. And yeah, he's not absolutely perfect. And I was drawing him from the side. And now I'm drawing him from the front. And if you want to add details to this that help you, like if you want to draw, well, and details, what I mean is like if you want to make a certain jersey on him, that's totally fine. Whatever you want to do. Or make the arms come down a little bit longer, which they could. But for the most part, I mean, you could add some funky hair. Okay, you could add a little bit of the eyes, the nose, the mouth. And you could put a baseball team or whatever you want to put on there, for a jersey and have some fun with it. Now, over here, it looks like, see, I drew it from the side here, so it looks like I didn't kind of come out a little bit more here, and I could have done that so to make it even on both sides. But it doesn't matter because right here, this is what I want to talk to you about. When you're seeing from a bug's eye point of view, that bug is looking at you. So if you're doing a butterfly and the butterfly is up here, that butterfly is going to be small, right? Little butterfly. He's going to be real small. Okay? If you're going to draw leaves coming at the bottom, you're going to have leaves that are going to be like this. Okay? In the grass. This is a bug's point of view. Okay? So you're going to have this little guy who's a little critter, and he could be walking up here with his little legs, okay, up on this leaf that you have. Okay? You may not be able to see the shoes at all. But if you have, even if you were to draw the cone of a flower, okay, flower cone, a flower coming down, okay, you can have a flower over here. It's going to be bigger than his head. Why is that? Because you're foreshortening. You're looking up at the person. Now, you can do that. Maybe you want a girl with little braids and stuff. You can do that too. But if you put a butterfly down here, that butterfly is going to be much bigger, right? That butterfly is going to be much bigger than as if it were to be up here. Because you're drawing in perspective. Okay? And that's what you're doing. You're drawing in perspective. So what I want you to do is to have fun with this. See what you can come up with. But I think with this, you're going to start with your triangle. That kind of helps you mark half and half. And half of that is going to be your neck, head, and shoulders. The middle part is going to be the body to the waist, and then the waist down here be closer to the knees, and then from here to here, the feet, okay? And you can draw in, like I said, your requirement is to draw some sort of vegetation, in other words, flowers or rocks or something down below, down here, and I want you to add one insect. So you can add one up here. If you add it up here, it's going to be small. If you add it down here, it's going to be much larger. So that's your requirement, okay? You have to have your person standing in something, your boy or your girl, standing in either, some sort of a garden where there's a flower or an insect that's above or below. You have to have at least one. So that concludes our special on foreshortening and perspective today. Okay?